Hey guys, welcome to game number 2 of this Bo7 between WhiteRa and Liquid TLO. It is a ZVP on Shakuras Plateau, and TLO just took game number 1 in a grueling 30-minute ZVP, but WhiteRa, I think he may have had that game if he didn't build so many Voiders and get them caught by Infestors. If you're not going to split up your air units, you shouldn't build them against someone who is massing Infestors, just because one fungal growth will be the end of an army. Somehow, after WhiteRa got all his Voiders and Mothership caught in a fungal growth and lost that battle, he remaxed to 200 faster than TLO by building Archons and Carriers, and TLO was on like double his bases, so WhiteRa had some beautiful macro. However, he just couldn't deal with the fungal growths and broodlords, and losing all those void rays was absolutely huge in game number 1. But we are on Shakuras Plateau now, the map where WhiteRa does like going for carriers, so we'll see if he does do any more Stargate play in this game. TLO deciding not to go for a hatch first. It looks like not hiding the one drone behind the mineral line. Overlord is going to come and see this one probe. The first Overlord is going out to the left, and TLO immediately going to be building a 14 pool. No, wait, is he going to? Not sure. That was a little bit odd by TLO. He guessed scouting everywhere, just making it look like he scouted. I'm not exactly sure if the probe saw that one drone move to the side. If he did, I'm surprised the probe didn't immediately go down to block. So I have no idea what TLO was doing right there, just kind of hiding that spawning pool. WhiteRa going down to block this one hatch that would come, but TLO is opening up with a pool. Very common, and WhiteRa still going to go with a Nexus first. In game number 1, he went for 2 pylons and then a gateway. In game number 2, I'm almost positive he's just going to go straight for that forge right now, because TLO can put on aggression very easily. And there we go, the forge does get placed. Now the question is, does WhiteRa go for a gateway first or a cannon first? He is not building any probes, so it looks like he's going immediately for a gateway, cutting probes to do this. And that will allow him to get warp gates out a little bit earlier than normal. It should have a 7-minute completion time as long as he chrono boosts it all the way. And this one drone is trying to take the natural, but isn't going to be able to. Lings coming out. Those Lings will be stopped to kill this one pylon, allowing WhiteRa's cannon enough time to complete. And we do have a small hole right there where this out will fit in. But because the Lings do take out this one pylon, it allows the cannon enough time to complete. And, well, it's not worth it to run by 4 Lings against a cannon, because the cannon will kill between 2 and 3. You'll take over a half your loss just trying to run by it. If he had like 8 Lings, then it would be worth it. And TLO, this is a really early Roach one, doing that before his natural, so it looks like we may have some one-base play coming out from TLO right now. The good old 7 Roach Rush. I have not seen this strategy in a long time. WhiteRa does hide the one probe off down here, so he will be coming up, not seeing this natural. Knows something is up, and the Queen? What are you doing, Queen? Okay, I thought she was going to be walking her way over and transfuse roaches, but it looks like TLO just made a mistake. Will be missing some of his valuable injects, which is needed when doing any type of early aggression like he is. His minerals are going to get high up. He is on 1 hatch, so it's very vital that he gets all the larvae he can get. One probe going up to check for the 3rd base. Doesn't see it. There's not even a natural probe. And the probe going to be turning around. Is he going to go up? No, he isn't. Why don't you go up into the natural? Maybe I missed it, and he did. And no, not checking this. So he is looking for a 3rd base, and now he's going to come up. Doesn't get to see if there's a natural or not, but sees a handful of roaches. And now he knows something is up. Going to be getting another cannon. Will the cannon be out in time to deal with this? He is getting a sentry out so he can get a force field. And another cannon goes down. If WhiteRa holds this, he will win this game. This is definitely an all-in by TLO. Roach is now marching across the map. TLO doesn't want to have to deal with any of WhiteRa's carrier shenanigans or tactics on Shakuras Plateau. Roaches come, and a force field is not being placed. There we go. Does get placed now. A little bit of an odd position for it to get placed. Roaches still kill that. WhiteRa just managed to miss the block on the roaches, and the roaches do get in. Both cannons are up right now. He is getting another sentry, and a stalker is being built. Now the probe's going to go into the main base. Would be smart to place like 3 pylons on this high ground right now so the roaches can't go up into the main base. And if they try, the cannons will get a lot of free hits on them, but he's not doing that. He does have a sentry, so WhiteRa instead, if the roaches go up, he can force field up here and still block them. 4 roaches right now versus a stalker and a sentry. Meanwhile, we have TLO who teched all the way up to a lair and is getting a Nidus network. Very odd build coming out of TLO right now, staying on these 2 bases. Nice micro on the roaches, but the Stalker doing so much damage to these 4 roaches will be able to fend them off without even taking a single loss. However, the Nidus Worm is in the main right now of TLO. There is a Sturgate on the way, which will end all this roach aggression, but the Worm is going to be completing right now, and the sound is going to happen. WhiteRa is now like, oh crap, the Stalkers immediately start running up into the main. This Cybernetic Squad is under stress. There is 1 pylon powering both of that. The pylon will be going down. The Queens have came. TLO is still just on 1 base though, so if WhiteRa holds this without too many losses, he will be fine. A weird force field does go down. Those roaches going to be falling. It looks like WhiteRa may be able to hold on, losing a lot of workers. 25 drones, probes killed. And now the drones are coming in to help out. It is a worker battle right now. TLO pulling all of his drones for this. Will they be enough? And looks like he's doing some Nidus micro with his queen and roaches. And TLO is still mining just with a few drones, but WhiteRa has lost all of his probes. And now the drone's going to be going back home along with the queen. And it looks like TLO did take the game in a funky win thanks to the drone pull. I just want to say that's actually how TLO got famous. If you're wondering, it was back in the TL Open. It was against, I want to say it was against WhiteRa in the TL Open. I'm pretty sure it was against WhiteRa in the TL Open on Scrap Station. It was either WhiteRa or Nazgul. WhiteRa basically did a contain at the bottom of TLO's main ramp with, I think, cannons and immortals. And TLO ended up going for a base trade, doing a Nidus one, putting a bunch of drones in the Nidus, and base trading via drones, and actually won it because of the drones. And then this game, he wins the base, doesn't win the base trade, but wins that engagement because, well, he put all his drones back in a Nidus one, chancing them over to WhiteRa's main, and that was the small edge he needed to win that game. And I'm not 100% positive if I was correct on that HDH thing. I know he did a Nidus one, put a bunch of drones, and that is what sealed the deal. Maybe they built an extractor and a hatch. I know there's a hatch down at the natural base due to that. And maybe that kept TLO alive from being eliminated, and Mutas did clean up the immortals. It was a funky game, and definitely go back and watch it. Just be prepared. The casting is a little bit weird because casters didn't really know that much back in those days, but it was still a very fun game to watch. And TLO, those drones, you crazy madman, going up 2-0 in this series. We will be going on to the next game.